Welcome to Patriot TV. I'm your host, Janet Palumbi. I invite you to join me today as we discuss news and current events, local and worldwide, all from a faith-based perspective. Now, I'm going to warn you today, my throat is a little bit scratchy. I almost couldn't do a show this week because I am losing my voice a little bit. I also have a very condensed show for you today. I am in my RV right now. We are getting ready to head out to the Grand Design Rally. I am going to enjoy with my husband a little very much needed R&R. This has been a crazy couple of months for us. When I felt God calling me to start Patriot TV, I pushed back. I pushed back hard. I used every excuse in the book. I'm too busy with family and career. I'm not qualified or capable. I don't want to endanger my family by speaking out and telling the truth. I don't want to offend anyone. Not really that one. I've never really been one to worry about offending other people when I'm telling the truth. But anyway, I eventually became extremely overcome by conviction, and I answered the call. But this has not been an easy path for me or my family. It should have come as no surprise to me that Satan would go into full-on attack mode when I answered God's call. But I was surprised. I was also not prepared. I did not put on the whole armor of God like I should have to stand against the wiles of the devil. And I'm really been working on that right now. I've been reminded by many in ministry that when you try to do something good for God, Satan is going to throw up every roadblock that he has in his arsenal, and he has pretty much done that to us. I've wanted to quit, tried to quit many times since I started this, but God doesn't seem to want me to quit Patriot TV or the ministry that I'm trying to build here. Every time I convince myself that I'm not making enough of a difference or I'm not impacting people, I run into someone at the supermarket or the coffee shop or at church, and they come up to me and tell me how much they appreciate what I'm doing and how much they are getting from the show that I'm doing. And I have to stop pushing back. So, no pressure, right? Many of you know who Steve Deace is. Now, I am no Steve Deace. He has worked long and hard to become the public figure that he is today in the Christian conservative world of digital creation and media. Steve recently came out with a movie called Nefarious, which was about a demonic worldview from a Christ-based, Christian-based perspective. Well, the night before the release of his movie, he was attacked with a serious life-threatening illness. He's recovering now and he's doing well, and Satan was not able to stop this movie from being released and making a huge impact. But I am where it starts. Steve Deace started where I am. Anyone that wants to get the truth out there to anyone that will listen, for those who have ears to hear, is going to be attacked. I often hear if you're not attacked, you're not doing something right. Evil is intensifying every minute, and the spiritual battle is here now. Satan's doing everything in his power to stop the winning of souls for the kingdom. So I remember when I was in high school and the military recruiters would come to our schools and they would give everybody other options than college. Some would ultimately choose college and some would choose to go into the military. Well, we don't get to choose. We don't get to choose whether or not we're part of this army. We're in the battle. We're in God's army. No matter what part God has called you to play in the battle, Satan is going to try to stop you. And I want to remind you of one very important fact. At the end of the battle, every human being will be separated as sheep from the goats. We all get to go one of two places. There is no purgatory, expiating of sins before going to heaven. That's not going to be a thing. We all get to go to either heaven or hell, where we get to spend eternity. Satan wants to take as many as he can with him to the pits of hell, and he will do everything in his power to stop us from taking his harvest. So, today, I am serving Satan an eviction notice on my life. 2 Corinthians 10, 4-5 says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not of flesh, but have a divine power to destroy strongholds. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to the obedience of Christ." Proverbs 18:21 confirms that death and life are in the power of the tongue. Satan doesn't have the same power that we do. His words don't hold the same weight as ours because we have the power to speak the word of God. I ask for your prayers as I push forward with this little ministry of mine and continue to use my voice to speak the truth of the gospel to those who have ears to hear. I will pray also that many of you that are listening will find your own place in the battle and answer God's call. Matthew 9:37-38 says, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest." So I promised you a short show today as I'm headed out for some R&R. Prophecy from Sunday. Some prophecy came out on Sunday from a sweet lady in our church. And she talked to those of us that feel like we've been in the valley. And I know this wasn't just personally for me, but I felt it personally. There were many in that church I feel like I do, that we're in a valley right now. And our pastor Sharam added to the prophecy and said, the valley can be really dry sometimes, but the valley also is a place for healing. I need to spend some time healing in the valley right now. And this week, that's where my husband and I will be. We're going to be spending time in prayer and in this valley, healing from some of the attacks that Satan has thrown at us the past few months when we decided to answer God's call. I invite you to go back and watch some of the past episodes that you may have missed. We've done quite a few episodes now, and if you've missed some of them, maybe you'll take some time the next week or so to go back and watch some of those episodes. Because also next week, I will not be doing the same show. We will be headed to Nashville for the Flashpoint Live Truth and Freedom Tour. Now, I am a huge fan of Flashpoint. I love Lance Wallnau and Hank Kuhneman and Gene Bailey and Tony Suarez, who comes right here from our home state of Tennessee. He'll be there. And I will be interviewing some of the young godly leaders that are going to be at this rally. And I will be broadcasting from Nashville next week. Now, my home state of Tennessee has experienced and faced some really serious persecution the past few weeks. You would have had to have been asleep if you hadn't seen some of the headlines that have come out of a fairly conservative state of Tennessee. And this Flashpoint Live Truth and Freedom Conference could not be more timely because our state is in serious need of healing and revival right now. So I'm excited to attend this event. We'll be praying for our state, our nation, and the world to come to the harvest. So stay tuned next week as I'll be bringing you some of the highlights of the Flashpoint Truth and Freedom Tour live from Nashville. Thank you for joining me today. I welcome you to join me each and every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are called to stay busy and occupy until he comes. I'll be here to inform, encourage, and ignite, all in the spirit of faith. See you next time on Patriot TV.